Welcome to Hello Main Street. I am your host, Monica Sanchez, and here we talk about thought-provoking tips, tricks, and ideas for fellow entrepreneurs. Today, we are going to be talking about business formations and what is best for you. And with me is my guest, Jesus Torres, and he is the owner of JIT Taxs. So, Jesus, thank you once again for coming back and being with us, and love to dive into this because it's an ongoing topic, I feel like, that a lot of people are like, I'm not sure where to even begin. So let's get started.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you for having me once again. Yeah, this time we're going to talk about different types of business formations. And for all those business owners that they don't know if they're on the right structure, we're going to talk about the 5 different ways that you can actually open a business. This 5 formations is the sole proprietorship, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, and nonprofit.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so let's dive into it. So can you tell me, let's talk about the LLC versus a sole proprietor, because those are kind of similar, but not.
Yeah, a sole proprietorship, it doesn't involve the Secretary of State. Anyone can open a small business as a single owner, and it doesn't require that much paperwork. It's a real low percentage of paper that we need to file, but you still need a license to operate a business. Okay, an LLC can be formed with one single member, or many members, or a partnership. It all depends how many members or governors are in the LLC. So once we determine how many members, the IRS will assign you special forms to fill out and how your filings for taxes is going to be during the year.
So question for you. So a sole proprietor, what kind of drawbacks would be if I did something that way versus an LLC?
Okay, sole proprietorship for if you are personally on the hook for business liabilities. Against LLC, your person is not involved in any liabilities. It's only going against the business liabilities. That's one of the clauses.
Okay. Is there any tax benefits from one versus the other?
Well, sole proprietorship, you always got to end up paying self-employment tax. Okay. Once you report the total revenue for the year, then you're going to be liable to pay self-employment tax. Now, on an LLC, if you're a sole member, you're going to be considered also paying as a sole proprietorship the self-employment tax. And both of them are going to be filing with Schedule C on your federal tax returns.
Okay.
Now, if if there more than one member on LLC, then there's a different way to file taxes. You're going to end up filing Form 1065 for as a business return, and every individual, every member, going to receive a K-1 to report their individual taxes.
Okay. And so just to kind of reiterate, so if I was to start a business, I could be a sole proprietor if I wanted to, but then I am personally liable for anything that comes that way, and I still have to file for taxes as an individual. Okay.
Yes.
And with the LLC, so then the difference would be that I am not personally liable. The business is liable. I still have to file taxes for self-employment, right?
If you are a sole member, yes, you have to.
Okay, that helps out. So, and then when would we want to know the difference between an S Corp versus a C Corp? And is there like a certain threshold that like myself, I'm an LLC right now. And then when would I need to look at being an S Corp versus a C Corp?
Basically, when a C Corp, it's considered a big corporation. This is for the largest companies that have or they employ more than 100 employees.
Okay.
And then uh, only the governors are responsible for taxation of the company.
Okay. Okay.
And it becomes an S corp when you have shareholders. It has to be more than 100 shareholders. Okay,
Okay.
so the shareholder gonna receive a separate form, to report all the dividends or profits or
Hmm.
shares that they receive.
Hmm.
So, but on their personal earnings, not for the company. Okay, so
Okay.
that's the difference. Those are for large corporations.
Okay. So myself, like if I was at 150,000 for the year, it doesn't benefit me to switch over to a corporation, or does
You're
it?
you can be considered a corporation, but it's gonna sound like a little bit of nonsense if you don't have employees. And a lot of people make that mistake, that think they're gonna have a better tax bracket, or
Right.
and they move the formation and they did it wrong. So
Yes. And it's because the reason why I ask this is because that is something that I was told, that if you have multiple, because there's some people who are serialpreneurs and they're like, oh, if you have multiple LLCs, then you just want one, um, I don't know, S corp, and so then that way you're not paying out all these extra taxes. So can you help me dispel that myth?
well, they probably become when you become an incorporation, an
Okay.
INC,
Okay.
because they're adding another company or another business to the same company. So that's an INC. So
Okay.
there's ways to save a little bit on taxes doing it that way, because
Okay.
you're just incorporating business into your same company.
Okay. And again, do I have to be at a certain amount, net or gross, in order to transfer over into
No,
an
no,
INC?
no, no,
Okay.
no. You can be making whatever amount of income on a monthly basis or annually. So there's no difference.
Okay. So the whatever I'm receiving, that makes no bearing on that.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
That's good to know. And then, so what about a nonprofit? Because I know some people that do have a nonprofit, and then what confuses me is in the wording, right? Which means like they don't make any money. But then I do know some nonprofits that do make a lot of money. So can you answer that question?
Yeah, a nonprofit, it just put you on a position where you don't have to pay taxes, but you have to
Oh,
prove that you are doing something and not receiving anything on exchange.
okay.
But a nonprofit corporation have to
Mhm.
pay their employees, so they
Mhm.
got to receive something somewhere from
Yeah.
anywhere. But that makes them exempt to pay taxes, so they're not liable to pay any taxes.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
And when should I determine, if I'm starting a business, right? When should I determine if I should be an LLC or if I should be a nonprofit?
It all depends. It all depends on what position you are in the business, or at what level of business you're running, and
Okay.
to see what is best for you. If you want to protect your assets as a company, or you want to protect your personal assets as a person. So
Okay.
it all depends. It's up to the business owner to make that decision.
Okay. Okay. That's helpful. And then if we have any further questions regarding this, then we can always reach out to you, because I know that you handle people to get them started from the bookkeeping part all the way to the taxes part. So keeping people out of hot water. And I put your information down below so that people will see that. What is a tip that you would want other business owners to know?
The number one mistake that all new
Mhm.
business owners make when they start is that they forgot to add up the startup um, uh, fees, all the money that they spend on to start up the business. they
Mhm.
always forgot to add that into their tax preparation at the end of the year. And that's very important to keep track of all the expenses.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, aren't those considered owner contributions?
No, owner contributions is different because they go on a different schedule when you donate, when you do charities, or when you put money on from your pocket. That's different.
Okay.
Those have to be deducted in a different way. Yeah.
Okay. So I suppose what I wanted to clarify is that I was told that when I started my business, because I have to get my LLC, I have
Mhm.
to open a bank and get my EIN and all of that, and then they say to make sure that I keep track of all of the things that I paid out of my own pocket to start the business.
Mhm.
Those are considered owner contributions that I can give as end of the taxes as to what I put into the business on my own. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct. That's basically the same thing. Yes.
Okay. Okay, perfect. I just want to
Mhm.
make sure I'm doing
Yeah.
things right. So
Yeah, you're learning a lot. Yep.
yes, absolutely. So wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time. And as always, appreciate audience that is listening to us. If you found this helpful, valuable, please share, like it, and feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I will share my LinkedIn profile, which is Monica Sanchez B2B. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Monica.